There are a lot of businesses in GT Online. As a complete beginner, choosing which business is right for you could be difficult. The businesses in this game are also very split. Some are very good, while some are not so good. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to rank all the businesses in GT Online to find out what businesses you should do. Right, so here we are on Tier Maker. This is actually my own tier list that I've made this myself. I had to make all of these little images like custom, so this is taking me a while to do, but here we are finally to rank all the businesses or all the properties. I really hope this is everything and that I have not missed anything. If you see a business that I have missed, let me know in the comments, and yeah, I'll put a comment where I'll put it, but if it's not on this list, yeah. Anyway, let's start off. The first one we have is the apartment, and the apartment, you can start OG Heist, you get a 10-car garage, but honestly, for me, it's C tier, borderline F tier. The apartment is very outdated. It came out like many years ago, and the main thing with it is the OG Heist. However, the OG Heists almost pay nothing, even though they got a pay increase. They almost pay nothing still, and you also need 4 players. And for every person out there that doesn't have friends to play with all the time, you will know the pain and suffering when you was doing these heists with randoms. Everybody that has tried to do these apartment heists with randoms knows how bad it is. Yeah, so apartments is alright, but it's nowhere near the top. One that is near the top though is the arcade. I would actually put the arcade at S tier. The arcade is Jesus. The arcade is very good. I've recently just made a guide on arcade actually. That guide shows not only how to do the casino heist, but also the other ways of making money with the arcade or how it could help you. It's a very solid business, and you should get it, especially if you have another friend that you usually play with. I'm not even kidding. If you have a friend that is good at the game and he helps you with the arcade and you do them back to back with your friend, I'm not even joking, you can earn the max amount you can even earn in this game in 1 hour is busted. Okay, so the arcade, it's still good. Spoiler, the KO Perico heist is better, but it's very close. The arcade is still extremely good, and the property itself is just amazing. So definitely get this because of the casino heist, the master control terminal, the safe, everything about the arcade is just, yeah, I can't praise it enough. Anyway, let's get on to something that is probably the most update or business in the entire game, and that is the arena workshop. I will put this straight in the F tier. This, honestly, they should remove this business or this thing and revamp it or rework it, or even just remove it completely and replace it with something better, because arena workshop is just, it's so bad. Nobody plays it. After a week basically of the update being out, nobody was playing it anymore. It's the most dead update Rockstar has ever released to GT Online. The money making possibilities with it is very bad. Like, you almost do not get anything from actually playing in the arena. The whole update is also very overpriced. So all the cars, all the equipment is very overpriced, especially for the money you get for actually doing the arena stuff. So this business property update, whatever you want to call it, it's horrendous. I would say it's the worst ever update to GT Online, and also the worst ever business probably. Is really bad. Do not touch the arena workshop unless you want the arena cars or whatever for different stuff. I could understand it then, but if not, then just ignore the arena workshop. You don't need it. Anyway, next on the tier list is the bunker, and the bunker, it's really solid, but in my opinion, it's not quite S tier. It's A tier. It's definitely A tier. It is really good actually. It's one of the best passive businesses in the game. I would say the bunker, the nightclub, and the acid lab is like the 3 best passive businesses in the game. All those 3 are like competing in which one is the best. Some people think the bunker is the best, some people don't, but either way, it's extremely busted, and the money potential with the bunker is crazy. The bunker is also a passive business, so you don't have to actively play the business to earn money. You can do other stuff like the arcade and the casino heists, and then have the bunker in the background earning money for you, and then when you're done with your heist, etc., you can just sell the bunker and get even more money. It's absolutely insane. Only thing that is a bit bad with the bunker though is the sell missions. The sell missions are quite bad. Not as bad as the MC business sell missions, but it's still pretty bad, especially if you get the 4 dune buggy mission or whatever it is. You only have 15 minutes, and yeah, there's no way you can do that solo. It's even hard if you have like 3 people. So yeah, some of the sell missions in the bunker is not easy, but you definitely need the bunker. Buy it instantly, and if you are actually on next gen, I would recommend to choose it in the career builder because you can actually get the bunker instantly from there. It is that good that you should choose it there. So yeah, definitely get the bunker. You can also unlock research, which gives you some good stuff, some bad stuff. Some of the good stuff is explosive rounds for pump shotgun and the heavy sniper, which really comes in handy or in hand. But yeah, next one is cash, and this is counterfeit cash. Counterfeit cash is, I would say, a C tier. We could do all the MC businesses quite quickly now because they're all quite the same. Counterfeit cash, C. Coke, B, I would say, because Coke is better than cash, so I can't put it in the same one. Document forgery is F. I'll explain after this. The lab is, I'm not sure between B and C because the lab is better than a cash factory, but not too much. You know what? I'll put it here in front of apartments. And then green is, I'll put it in C tier now, but it may go down to F tier. So to explain this, Coke, you all know what that means. I won't say the actual word because YouTube will think that I'm the new Pablo Escobar, but in this game, Coke is the best MC business. It gives you quite a lot now actually, so it could be smart to use it, but me personally, I can't be bothered to use it because the sell missions are really bad, and you also need multiple people most of the time to sell it. So yeah, I don't personally use it, but it could be a really good business if you put in the time to actually have it in the background. It's a passive business. All the MC businesses are passive. The lab is the same thing, just a bit less money from it. So if you were to do any MC businesses, for me it would be Coke, lab, and maybe counterfeit cash. The green and document forgery you should never do. Actually, since you should never do green, let's just put it down here, but let's put it in front. Yeah, let's put it in front of arena workshop because it's better than that one. Document forgery is basically as bad as arena workshop, but yeah, these 3, Coke, lab, and cash, you could think about doing, but me personally, I would never do cash and lab anymore because it's just too much work for not that much money, or you get a decent amount. But yeah, if you're really hungry for money, go for it, do it, use all the businesses there. But me personally, I would probably only do Coke. That's the most money in terms of how much work you do. So yeah, that's how I rate the MC businesses. Now on to something that is really good in this game actually, but it has fallen a bit off because of the arcade and spoiler again, the Kosatka and stuff like that. We will get onto that later, but I would say it's still a solid A tier. Crates is honestly one of the best ways to earn money in the game. There's one method with it that is really good in my opinion, where you fill up 5 large warehouses, so that will be 111 crates in each warehouse, meaning I think you will get 555 crates in total. I may be wrong, I'm not the strongest in math here. Either way, it's a lot of crates, and then you just fill them up, have them stored like that, and then later on when the business is on double money, as crates is quite often actually, then you can just sell it and literally make tens of millions of dollars. It's honestly insane. That's one of the best methods I know of to just get a big boost out of nowhere when Rockstar finally puts the crates on double money. But you can also run the crates normally. It's still good, but yeah, it is a bit tedious, and it's much better to do it with more people. It's not really that solo friendly. You should maybe do it with more people because it will be much more efficient, but you can do it solo. But there are better ways of getting money solo in this game now, so it's not really worth it that way. But yeah, if you do that method I told you about earlier, filling up 5 warehouses, you can get raided, that's one thing. But if you're just careful and leave your CEO when you're done with whatever work you're doing, then most of the time you won't get raided. It's quite rare actually. So yeah, I would definitely recommend to get a few crate warehouses and probably do this method, or even switch it up sometimes and just do crates. The money potential with this is insane. Also, the sell missions is quite easy. Some of them are actually glitched. Some of the sell missions, like the Titan sell mission, can be glitched, and they still haven't fixed that. Sell mission has been glitched for so many years. But anyway, I digress. It's a pretty good business in my opinion. Next one is the facility. And the facility, in my opinion, is a quite controversial business because some people think it's really good because of like the orbital cannon, the replay glitch, the Bogdan heist, whatever that is. I haven't looked into it, but I know a lot of people do that and that's how they make the most money. But I am looking at this from a purely legit grinding normal GT Online player, and in my opinion the facility has to be B tier. It can't be more than B tier. The orbital cannon is the worst thing ever added to the game. I know it isn't like directly connected to any money making things here, but it is still a part of the property, so I'm going to talk about it. The facility heists themselves, if you do them legit, takes so long. It's honestly crazy. Doing one heist could take you many hours to just do the preps and then the finale. You would also need a friend to do the finale and also some of the preps. I believe most of the preps you can do solo, but I think you need 2 people for some of the preps, so it takes a long time. The pay isn't great. They have increased it as they did with the OG heist, but still it isn't anything crazy. The pay is still not that great, especially for how much work you do and how long it takes. The heists themselves are a bit silly, but they are also kind of fun. I don't think they should be in a GTA game because yeah, it's too silly to be in a GTA game, if you can say that. But yeah, the last heist, actually the Act 3 heist, is actually pretty difficult. The finale there is pretty difficult, so if you want a challenge, this could be something for you. But in terms of money and like property, it's not that great. However, to get like weaponized vehicles and a lot of that stuff, you do need a facility, so for that it is a necessity. So you could look at it from that perspective and think that it's A or S even, but for what the business is, which is the heist, it's not that great. But I would still buy it because you can store vehicles and upgrade weaponized vehicles, and that's the only place you can have the Avenger, etc. But yeah, most of the business is just silly, really. It's just silly. Right, so the next one is the Hangar. And the Hangar, before the Hangar got buffed, if you didn't know, the Hangar got a triple times money boost permanently, actually. So before that happened, I would say the Hangar is C, borderline F, maybe even just F. But now after the buff, I would say it's B. It's still not great, especially not for solo players. If you're a solo player, the Hangar is not for you. There's just too many stuff that requires more people to do efficiently and actually earn decent amount of money from it. Don't get me wrong, you can earn good money with the Hangar now, but it's not as good as some of the other businesses in the game, like the arcade, like the crates, like the bunker, and some of these other businesses that I will get onto. So yeah, the Hangar is alright. To be fair, it is the place where you store all your personal vehicles, or aircraft, shall I say. So for that, it is a necessity. You do need it, but for the money making aspect of the Hangar is not that great. I actually think the missions in the Hangar is pretty fun, so it's a shame that it doesn't earn you too much money. But yeah, in terms of money grinding, it's not that great. If you have multiple people, you can try it out because then you could earn quite a bit of money. But as a solo player, I would not recommend to do the Hangar. But if you are a solo player, I would definitely recommend to buy the Kosatka. This goes top of S tier. This is the best property slash business slash heist, whatever you want to call it, in the entire game. The Cayo Perico heist got released in December of 2020, and it has been the top dog of money making possibilities, I guess. It is too overpowered. Rockstar has nerfed it multiple times with different nerfs every time, but it's still busted. It's crazy how much money you can earn with it. You can earn like $1.5 million every hour on average with it, which is very good. And all this you can do completely solo. You can do all the prep solo. You can do the finale solo. You can do the whole thing solo, and yeah, it's really good. It's the best business in the game. This is a necessity for every GTA Online player, and ideally you want to get this as quick as possible because yeah, it's so good. With the Cape Rico Heist, you also get the Sparrow, or with the Kasatka you get the Sparrow, sorry. And the Sparrow is one of the fastest helicopters in the game. It's so good getting around the map, and it can also help you grind the preps for the Cape Rico Heist. The heist itself is also pretty easy when you get it down. I actually have a guide on this heist, a complete step-by-step guide from the beginning to the end of the finale. So yeah, check that out if you're wondering how to do it. But anyway, yeah, this is the best money making method in the game. Sadly, as I said, Rockstar has nerfed it multiple times. Now the cooldown is like 3 hours if you do it solo. Before it was only 10 minutes. This is in real life minutes. Now the guards can actually see dead bodies as well. They couldn't see that before. And yeah, multiple other nerfs and changes has been done to the Cape Rico Heist, but nevertheless it's still so crazy good. So definitely get on the Cape Rico Heist and yeah, play the shit out of that before it gets nerfed again. Right, so the next on the list is the Nightclub, and I really want to take the Nightclub in S tier because I really think it's the best passive business in the game. But I know a lot of people will hate on me for it because it's not as good as the Cape Rico Heist and the Casino Heist slash the Kasatka and the arcade. So I will have to take it top of A tier just because of that. Yeah, as I said, I think it's the best passive business in the entire game. If you have the other businesses in the game and you connect it correctly to the Nightclub, you literally have to do nothing outside of selling the Nightclub, which you can get like 1 million for every time you do it. To be fair, it takes a while for the Nightclub to stock up, but you don't have to buy supplies, you don't have to restock anything, you don't have to be scared of raids, you don't have to care about anything in the Nightclub other than just taking the money from the safe when your Nightclub safe is filled up, because that's a pretty good money aspect of the Nightclub now, and also selling the Nightclub when it's done producing. That is it. I usually sell at $1 million, which takes a few hours or takes some hours before it has got up to that level, but you literally don't have to do anything. You don't have to pay anything. It's just, you're just minding your own business, and then just out of nowhere, oh, my Nightclub is full, let's just sell it, and there's another million. So yeah, in my opinion, it's the best passive business in the entire game. Maybe there is some other business, that passive business like the bunker or the acid lab, that makes you more money per hour, which they probably do, to be fair, but they take more work. I am a lazy player. I really enjoy the Nightclub because it's basically no work. Also, I have shouted out a few videos on these businesses in this video already, but if you're wondering about any of these businesses, I will link all my guides on whatever businesses you need to know about in the description. I have made a guide on basically all of these businesses, so if you're wondering about anything, just check it down in the description and it will probably be there. Right, so the next on the list is vehicle cargo, and vehicle cargo was a really great solo business, but this was years ago. This was before the arcade, this was before the Kasatka. The arcade isn't actually solo though. This was before the Cape Rico Heist. This was before everything, and back then I would probably put it B, maybe A even. But now the vehicle cargo is not that good anymore, but I will still put it top of C, I think, because it has gotten a buff with it actually getting the high demand bonus. If you don't know what the high demand bonus is, it's basically that you get 2% of every player in the lobby from what you're selling. So for example, with the vehicle cargo, you're selling a car for $100,000, and then if you have 20 players in your lobby or whatever, then the max amount of money you can get for that $100,000 car is $150,000. I hope that made sense. And this is because you get 2% for every player in the lobby of what you're selling. So yeah, it's a bit better now, but it's still not that great, and I barely do it. Some mechanics of it is really bad, like the enemies have like aimbot on you, so they always destroy your car that you're trying to sell, and then you lose a lot of money, and yeah, too much happens. But in my opinion, it's quite fun actually, because you steal cars, you sell cars. So yeah, it's a bit fun, but in terms of money making, not that great. Right, let's speed run through these last ones here because the video is quite long. Top 3 left here. We have the Acid Lab. The Acid Lab is newest business on this list actually, and I would put the Acid Lab definitely in A. I would put it up above crates. Yeah, the Acid Lab is really solid. It may look pretty bad at the beginning if you don't have the equipment upgrade and stuff like that, but when you get the equipment upgrade, you will realize how busted this business is. It's also completely solo friendly because you only get one cell vehicle, so it's also very solo friendly. You can unlock the Acid Lab pretty easily just by doing the first dose missions and then buy it for $750,000, which is, I think, the cheapest business you can buy in the entire game almost. It's very cheap, but it's also very good. You can also speed up production with you yourself doing something in the lab. I'm not completely sure what the dude is doing, but he's doing something, so the production of your acid is going faster. Yeah, it's just crazy good, man. If you're a solo player, definitely get this. If you're a player who plays with other people, definitely get this. If you're a player that don't play GT Online, definitely get this. It's just Breaking Bad style, man. It's too good. It's a too good business. Definitely get the Acid Lab. Right, so the next one is the Agency, and the Agency is really good. I'm not actually sure where I want to put this because it is really good. The contract is really good. The payphone hits is really good, or the contract is all right. The payphone hits is really good actually. The contracts, or the normal contracts, they are all right as well. But yeah, it has to be A. It has to be A in my opinion. I'm putting a lot of in A now, but in my opinion, it's better than crates. And if crates is in A, then Agency has to be A as well. Agency, you have the payphone hits, which is one of the best quick money making things you can do in the game. You can just call up Franklin, get a payphone hit, and get $85,000 in 3 minutes. It's insane. You also have the actual contract, which is really good. It's a good story, and you get $1 million at the end, and also a lot of money throughout the storyline. So that one's pretty good, at least the first time you do it. And then you have the normal contracts you do. They are also pretty good. They're not bad at all. The missions are quite fun, and you can actually grind these out and get a decent amount of money. And then you also have the safe, which just fills up. And after you've done 200 of those normal contracts, this will be at the top. The maximum it can fill up in 48 minutes, and then you will get loads of money. The Agency is really good. That's what I'm trying to say. You should get the Agency. Also, you can get Imani Tech vehicles. Bro, it's too much. I have to stop babbling about it. Just check out my guide on it or whatever, or buy it yourself and then check it out. It's a really good business. And now the last business in GT Online that I have on this list, I'm not completely sure if this is all the businesses, but I'm hoping it's the Autoshop. And the Autoshop definitely has to go A. Actually, I think I'll bump crates down to B because I realize now all of these are quite a lot better than crates in my opinion. So crates will go top of B. I think that's good. But yeah, the Autoshop is really good. I recently made a guide on that as well. I love guides going around right now. I swear, I'm not trying to plug all the videos, okay? I'm just trying to help out. The Autoshop is really good. It recently was on triple money, and when it was on triple money, you could literally earn $2.7 million in 1 hour, legit, basically solo, which is completely insane because usually you can only earn 1.5 million from the Heist solo. So yeah, but that again was on triple money. Usually you can't earn that much money, but it's really great to do after if you've done a Heist solo and then you have 3 hours cooldown. You can just do some Autoshop contracts, which will earn you a decent amount of money. You can do some bunker, you can do some nightclub. What I'm trying to say, the Autoshop is a great substitute in between other activities, which then again will rack up a lot of money in the long run, because the Autoshop contracts doesn't take too long. They take about 20 to 30 minutes to do, depending on how good you are and etc. So yeah, the Autoshop, I think you should have it. Right, so this is basically the end of the video. To end it, I just want to say all the businesses I think you need to have. And the businesses I think you need to have is the Kasatka, obviously, the arcade, obviously, the nightclub, the bunker, the acid lab, the agency, the auto shop. All of these up here I think is 100% necessary. The hangar, only to store your personal aircrafts. Facility, only to have the adventure and also other weaponized vehicles. And yeah, that's about it. Maybe also an apartment to get a 10-car garage, but that's about it. All of these other ones you can choose to have. These ones, never buy. Especially Arena Workshop and Dogs. If I see any of you guys doing this seriously, trying to do these two businesses, man, get off my channel. You should not be here. It's a sin. It's a sin. I'm just joking. Anyway, these up here, definitely get them. That's about it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, me ranking all of these businesses. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I mentioned the Heist. If you want to see a guide on that, it's on screen right now. It's the best money making method in the game, which I've already explained. So yeah, click that before I disappear. And also leaving a like and subscribing would also help me out greatly. I hope you have a good day, and God bless, and thank you for watching.